Hello, good morning, all of you. Welcome you again to another session on security analysis and portfolio management. Today, in this tutorial, I am going to explain you how to calculate expected return and risk measurement for risk is standard deviation. So, in this particular numerical question, practical problem, some ABC company limited returns over past 5 years are given. So calculation of expected return is very simple. Expected return is equal to sum of the values divided by number of values. Sum of the values means here we are measuring the returns, expected value of returns. So values will be returns themselves, 20, 25, 15, 30 plus 25 divided by number of values. We have taken 5 values, 5 returns. We have the total 45, 55, 60, 90 and 115 is the total of the values divided by 5, which is equal to 23%. So from the past 5 years returns, one time we have 20%, other time 25%. There is even a year with 30%. So by looking at all these 5 values, we can expect from this company the next return can be the average, that is 23%. So now we understood how to calculate expected return. Now it's time to understand how to compute standard deviation of the returns. And in examinations, you may be directly asked to compute the risk involved in the returns. So I will write risk measurement or calculation of standard deviation. For this, let me take X representing the given returns. X representing the given returns such that the returns 20, 25, 15, 30 and 25 are taken in one column representing X. The other column we want in this calculation is dx, deviation in X. Another column dx square. You can put it as power 2, dx power 2, which is called dx square. Actually, what is dx? Dx is values that is obtained by subtracting this expected return from each of the x values. Thus, we can write a formula dx is equal to x minus expected value of x. Thus, in each of the dx values, you take x value, subtract expected value. Thus, we have 20 minus 23. 20 is the x value, 23 is the expected value. So, the deviation of original value from the expected value is minus 3. And again, original value 25, expected value 23, deviation is 2. Original value is 15, our expected value is 23, there is a deviation of 8. In the same way, 30 minus 23, 25 minus 23. Thus, we have the deviations coming like this, what we expect and what the original values. Now, square the values. Squaring the values, minus 3 whole square. So whenever we are making a square of any number, the minus is not a criteria because minus of minus becomes plus. So you can ignore about the negative sign. Is equal to 3 into 3, 9. 2 squares are 4. 8 squares are 64. 49. You can take the total of all these 5 numbers, which is 130. This 130, we call it as sigma dx square. Sigma dx square is equal to 130. Now we have the formula for standard deviation. We can simply write standard deviation as d is equal to square root over simply square root of sigma dx square divided by n. Equal to, you can write the square root symbol. Instead of writing square root, you can use the symbol of square root. I'm substituting 130 in the place of dx square, sigma dx square, and the number of terms is again 5. Now you can use your calculator, simple calculator, and 130 divided by 5, 26, and square root of 26 is 5.0990, or for 2 digits it can be taken as 5.10. Thus the final answer is equal to 5.10. So what does it finally means is that you are expecting a return of 23%, but the deviations in the returns 22, 25 indicates that there is possibility for plus or minus in your expectation. What you are expecting 23% can go up by another 5.10% or come down by 5.10%. there is up and down chances are there. That is the meaning of standard deviation. So that's whenever we are expected to calculate risk and return of a particular security. In this case, ABC Company Limited shares have in past 5 years of their performance have provided 20%, 25, 15, 30, 25 as their returns. Now looking at these 5 returns, we learn the art of calculating the estimated return, which is 23%, and what is the risk involved in depending on this 23%. Yes, there is definitely risk because here returns are not same or fixed. They are changing, increasing, decreasing. Therefore, there is possibility of deviation in what you are expecting as 23%, and such deviation measurement methodology is understood in 3 columns. One column X for the given values are taken, another column dx, which indicates deviation in x values, for which the formula dx is equal to x minus expected value of x. Once we get these dx values, just square them up, total them, and use the standard formula for standard deviation, square root of sigma dx square by n, which gives 5.10%. So I hope we have good understanding of this basic question on measuring expected return under standard deviation. It is recommended for you to pause the video while you are recording the question, and it is highly recommendatory that you practice the question on your own by pausing the video and check your steps are going correctly or not by playing the video later. So directly don't copy from the video. Try on your own and check the results within the video. So this will make uh, the system of learning more purposeful, and even it can be better than a classwork mode of education, because you can make any number of repetitions, and you need not wait until or you need not sacrifice for not understanding. If you have that spirit, you can check it out that you will definitely understand it by taking n number of chances. Okay, thank you. I hope this session has been understandable to everyone. Please post your comments in the comment box below the video so that I can answer each one of your queries and make the session more purposeful. And please wait for the next video where we will deal with more number of models, including those situations dealing with the risk and uncertainty in measuring the expected returns and standard deviations, that is using the probability concept in next video. Okay, thank you.